Dana.
And I'm Dale.
And you're watching Extended Play.
Coming up on Extended Play, we get NASCAR gaming tips from champion driver Ricky Rudd. We do away with the undead on the GameCube and go Black Ops Underground to track down the terrorists in Splinter Cell. Stick around. It's game time.
Hello?
Hello and welcome to Extended Play from Metreon in San Francisco. I'm Adam Sessler. When it comes to racing games, strategies for the real-life track translate very well to the virtual one, probably much better than for most other sports. So we went out to the Sears Point Raceway to breathe some fumes, look under the hood, and get some tips from top NASCAR Winston Cup driver Ricky Rudd. When you get out on the NASCAR Heat racetrack, does your driving look something like this? So does mine. So Extended Play went out to NASCAR's testing facility in Sonoma, California. This is where the minute and exacting tweaks are made to get the race cars ready for the next event.
Hey, I'm Ricky Rudd, driver of the Haviland Taurus, and I'm going to give you a few tips to make your races even better.
The first thing you want to do when getting ready to play a NASCAR game is set your car up correctly for the track you'll be racing on.
The main things we work on is corner grip, and there's all different kinds of way you get it. There's aerodynamic grip, and then there's chassis grip. But at the racetrack, tuning of the rear spoiler, tuning of the front air dam, how much tape we put on the front grille controls how much front grip we've got and how much rear grip we've got.
Once you're out on the track, it's time to hone your racing techniques.
If you have to use a lot of brakes in the corner, and you stop your race car, then you really haven't gained anything, because now at the apex of the corner where you need to be a certain speed, you maybe have gotten to the apex quicker, but you're paying the price on the exit. So a lot of our game it's all about momentum racing, keeping the momentum going.
Stay high, still there.
Road courses, generally, you want to have all your hard braking done on the straight part of the racetrack before you enter the corner. Now, if there's things that you can do, just make sure you set your brake bias on the race car to favor the front bias. So that way you don't pitch the car in the corner and lock the rear brakes up and cause a spin. You go to road courses and it comes, you need to outbrake your competitor. You don't have to beat them by 10 car lengths. You just need to beat them by half a car length. You just need to be able to outbrake your competitor, get your nose up to his door, then you have the preferred line going in the corner. And let the car do the work. You know, certainly is a time when the driver has to get in there and wrestle with it, but always thinking about how to make this chassis do as much work as you possibly can.
Car to the left, clear.
On the big oval tracks, drafting becomes important.
You want to stay up as close as you can to your competitor, just generally all the way through the corner if you can. That takes his rear grip away, causes his race car to loosen up a little bit, takes some of his momentum away. So if you can work a guy like that 5 or 10 laps, generally he's going to heat his rear tires up. It will make it easier for you to deal with generally later on. As far as where you pass the guy that you're trying to beat, there is no special pattern to it. You just try to capture his weak spots and take advantage of your positive spots.
So, there you have it. Hopefully, these tips will help you take the checkered flag. Unfortunately, I've got some more practice to do.
Take a look at this.
Coming up on Extended Play, we relive the glory-gory that is Resident Evil, this time on the GameCube, and do battle with the dead in Hunter, The Reckoning. What's the name for the Resident Evil series in Japan? You'll find out after the break.
Hey, ready for something new? This is Tech TV.
I want to look at the coolest new stuff.
Television with a new twist, a bright idea, and a brand new perspective. It's robots and rocket cars. It's a digital pick and animated flick. It's a thrill ride. It's your gear guide. It's a puppet on a mission with a lead foot. It's a Top Gun, a home run. It's a factory fresh, fuel-injected, supercharged, supersonic, super friend. It's Tech TV.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-what, 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 do-what. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-what, 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 do-what.
Thanks for saving the spot, boys.
From professional grade people to professional grade SUVs.
I'm the last of a dying breed, keeping birds off the runway so basically they can come back tomorrow.
So stressful.
I burn and mix my own CDs to listen to while I'm out here. I love this job.
Easy CD Creator 5 from Roxio.
Moo. For a super deal on a computer, just call 1-800-GATEWAY. Because right now you can get a Gateway 300 SE desktop fully loaded with an Intel Celeron processor, 128 megabytes of memory, and a monitor, all for just $5.99. Plus, for a limited time, we'll even include a free CD burner. But hurry, this deal won't last forever, so call 1-800-GATEWAY today. That's 1-800-GATEWAY.
So we're expanding our e-commerce site. Traffic's growing, huge market. We needed more servers, more bandwidth, more everything. And we had to hit quick. Buying servers and co-locating wouldn't work. Too slow. Who has 6 weeks? You know who I called? Rackspace. Because Rackspace Managed Hosting does it all. I called Rackspace and boom. Next day, our site's up on managed servers in their data center. Totally secure, no hassles. And they supported us 24/7, guaranteed. No long-term contracts, no equipment to buy, no nothing. Look, if you need web servers with serious bandwidth, and especially if you need web servers fast, you need to call Rackspace right now. You'll be on the web, same day, instantly expandable, 1 server or 20. Check them out. Call 1-800-961-2888 or go to Rackspace.com for the whole story. Rackspace, it's how you get web servers now.
Straight from camera to printer. The PowerShot Digital Elf. It's digital that inspires.
The name of the Resident Evil series in Japan is Biohazard. And now, the top-selling PC games. At number 3 is the expansion pack to the expansion pack to the expansion pack to the top-selling PC game of all time. An appropriate choice as we begin the season of barbecues and beaches. It's The Sims Vacation. At number 2 is the sequel to one of the best Star Wars games of all time. And thankfully this one doesn't have a love story. It's Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. There should be little surprise that the top-selling PS2 game of all time would easily muscle its way up the PC charts. That's why Grand Theft Auto 3 is at number 1. Welcome back to Extended Play. Now we're going to check out some standards of video gaming. We have superheroes with Spider-Man the movie, the video game. And we have Hunter the Reckoning on the Xbox. And what looks to be the beginning of a great run of Resident Evil games for the GameCube. This one is the updated remake of the one that takes us back to that creepy mansion out in the woods. Thought Nintendo's pint-sized cube was just for kids? Well, think again. Turn off the lights, send the little ones to bed, and prepare for one of the most dark and startling horror games you've ever played again.
Look out! It's a monster!
Capcom's GameCube rendition of Resident Evil is more than just a port of the classic survival horror game. It's a fantastic retelling that adds new rooms and locales, more scary things that go bump in the night, and some of the finest use of lighting and textures seen on any system. This is easily one of the best-looking games of the year, and that visual panache truly helps create a tortured sense of moody atmosphere. Thankfully, the voice acting has been overhauled. No more will you hear jokes about the master of unlocking.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Although it seems there will always be room for improvement.
What?
If there's a downside to the whole game, it's the basic fact that it is, at heart, the classic Resident Evil, and as such, still has the same trappings as the original. Capcom seems unable to accept the idea of user-controlled cameras of any sort, and you'll inevitably end up shooting at monsters you can't see thanks to lousy viewing angles. Dodging in the game is also incredibly problematic, and the sluggish control scheme that dogged the PlayStation iterations is just as prevalent here. Control caveats aside, this is an otherwise remarkable debut of the series for Nintendo's new platform, All in all, Resident Evil has remade itself into one of the best horror games on the market, and one of the best cube games to boot. We give Resident Evil a 4 out of 5.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah Mazza. I'm the producer for Kelly Slater Pro Surfer. The games I like are Counter-Strike. The reason why I like Counter-Strike is I'm a big first-person shooter fan, and just the action and the shooting around of people is great.
You know the story. Bitten by a genetically altered spider, Peter Parker transforms himself into the Spider-Man.
It's just Spider-Man, okay? There's no the.
Spidey's latest movie role has also landed him a new game as well. The storyline basically follows the film's plot, with a few twists here and there. As a freelance photographer / superhero, your job is to protect the citizens of the city.
Get a job, Menace!
Ah, my adoring public.
From broken bridges to falling debris. Eventually, you'll fight the Green Goblin, the guy that cackles a lot. Along with other villains like Kraven, Shocker, and Vulture. And don't forget to save the girl.
Help! Help!
The graphics are clean. Fans will see bullets flying in Spidey's face to the explosive blast from his web dome.
You messed with the wrong guy.
The missions themselves are long, and you can easily get lost in the sparse terrain.
I think I made a wrong turn.
However, zipping about the rooftops and surprising enemies is undeniably fun. Voice acting is superb, performed by Tobey Maguire,
Uncle Ben,
and the great Willem Dafoe. Although at times the dialogue was corny.
Speak for yourself.
Controlling Spider-Man is simple, but the button combos for combat may require fighting game skills.
My compliments to you. Your skill is tremendous.
The key problem with the game stems from the poor camera movement, which seems to work against you at times. The target lock system helps, but doesn't alleviate the whole problem. Still, Spider-Man has enough elements to keep a fan entertained, with extra features from production photos to spider bowling. Extended play gives Spider-Man a 3 out of 5.
Today, you die, Spider-Man!
Maybe the bus was a better idea. Hunter the Reckoning has a very important message for today's youth. Don't throw rays in haunted prisons. Just look what can happen. No hot dates for you. Hunter is basically a third-person action game fashioned after Gauntlet and Smash TV. Simply put, kill everything. It does maintain its own identity, but has a nice familiar feel. The game can handle up to 4 players, who choose from 4 different character types. Each have their own strengths and weaknesses, and skills are improved through playing. Characters have various magical skills that also improve through success. Like Diablo, the difficulty adjusts itself depending on how many people are playing. With 4 players, you can work together to determine strategy, but be forewarned, you'll start shouting when things heat up. The levels are nice and big, though you'll see the standards. Graveyards, and wow, a sewer. Graphics set a nice, grim, rusty tone of a good contemporary horror action film. The camera's movement is fixed, but it maintains a good perspective. All this works together, leaving one big flaw: its length. You can move through the game in a dedicated weekend. There's nothing new here, but the multiplayer and strong yet familiar gameplay are more than enough to merit a recommendation. We give Hunter the Reckoning a 4 out of 5.
Over here, ugly.
Coming up on Extended Play, we track down terrorists in Splinter Cell and puzzle over Sonic Team's Poyo Pop.
OLM.net presents more true tales from the World Wide Web.
At OLM, our web hosting customers say it best. In fact, some of them say we rock.
At RadioCrow.com, we link internet radio stations all over the world. But with OLM, it's like they're in the next room. They never miss a beat.
For great service and web hosting solutions that rock, visit OLM today or call 1-877-2OLM-NET. Over 200,000 websites. OLM.net.
Introducing the 260 horsepower adrenaline pump. The new G35 from Infinity.
This new technology is driving me wild. Oh, yeah. Baby, I can't stop dreaming of the desktop. I want this new style. Don't tell me it's wrong. It takes the people to turn me on. I'm hot for the desktop.
New computers sure look good. What computers?
I'm hot for the desktop. With new desktop.
Accidents can happen anytime. That's why Geico's here 24 hours a day, every day. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to Extended Play. My favorite game of last year was Sony's Eco. What blew me away so much about the game was the developer's ability to make me care about the characters. This was accomplished through the delicacy of the animation and the cleverness of the puzzles. Yep, you might actually say I became emotional. But that made us wonder what else video games can make you feel. If you've ever played Silent Hill or Half-Life, you know that games tap into human fears like no other interactive experience. That's because you're not just watching the horror movie, you're living it. Games do a pretty good job with aggression, too. But is it possible for them to tap into more subtle emotions?
If you take any kind of writing class, they'll tell you, conflict is the essence of drama. And if you want conflict, then violence is certainly one easy form of conflict that kind of grabs people, very, very quickly. But it's not the most subtle or sophisticated way of doing things.
We have the circuitry in our brain built in to empathize with other people. And when we're looking at little robots on the screen, made out of pixels, those don't kick in nearly as effectively as they do when we're watching our favorite actor in a movie.
I remember when I was younger, I would play the Lunar series of games, and there's the main character, and he falls in love with this girl, and I remember telling my wife about it. My wife was like, "Oh my God, that sounds so beautiful and wonderful. Can you show me that?" And I fired up the game and I showed it to her. It was these little itty bitty, like, super deformed manga characters running around, and my wife's like, "How are you going to get emotionally involved in that?"
Eco is a good example of a game that allowed you to experience empathy, since your job is to care for a young girl. And if you fail, she pays the consequences. But have there been any other games that toy with our softer feelings?
Perhaps the most classic event was with May, the character in Phantasy Star 2. A character who joins your party very early in the game, but ends up dying halfway through the game because she sacrifices herself. It wasn't such a big deal because there wasn't the internet back then for people to, talk about it. But Final Fantasy VII had that benefit. When Eris died, everyone made such a big deal about it.
Because games are truly interactive, they differ from other forms of entertainment. So what's the difference between how a movie can manipulate our feelings and how a game can make us emote?
Every medium of expression has done the easy grab the simple emotion thing. And as the medium has become more mature and as the audience has become more familiar with the conventions of the medium, every medium's moved beyond it. So I don't see why we wouldn't also.
I can't find anybody.
Games can actually make you feel guilty to a much higher degree than a movie can, because you actually did it. You failed to rescue the princess. I think the games are going to be working from their strengths, the emotions that they do well, and eventually technology will bring us to those other things that maybe movies do better right now.
And I've been singing for them ever since. But nobody sings back.
While the Poyo Poyo puzzle series has produced over 24 installments in Japan, very few versions have made it stateside. Fortunately, GBA owners can see what the fuss is about with Sonic Team's latest interpretation with Poyo Pop. Poyo Pop follows the Tetris-like setup of falling puzzle pieces and having the player move these Poyo pieces to fit alongside other Poyo. Once 4 or more Poyo are connected, they're eliminated from the playfield. The game features a number of modes to choose from, including a time-consuming multiplayer free-for-all. Its use of simplistically designed puzzle pieces makes this a game to pick up and play. Poyo Pop is a perfect example where the phrase easy to learn, hard to master applies. We give Poyo Pop a 4 out of 5. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PS2 is rated T for teen, but maybe that T could stand for something naughty after you see a glitch we found. First of all, it can be fun to fool around with the Create a Skater option, but to see the glitch, make sure you choose female and give her a sheer shirt. And once you're done, go to the tutorial option.
This is a great place to start learning how to play the game. Let's step through the lessons and have some fun.
Oh yeah, I'll show you some fun. Select the wall ride.
Skate up to the wall and wall ride it.
No problem. How do you like that? Is your game looking lame in NBA Courtside 2002?
Yes.
Then how about some cheats to add special effects? First, select the Skills mode. Now hold X and Y and press the analog stick up and the C stick down. The controller stress test will appear. Now you can enter cheats. For little guys, press left, right, X, Y, and left. For big hands, press left, right, X, Y, and down. And for invisible players, press left, right, Y, X, and right. Coming up on Extended Play, we look at Blinx, a game that takes gaming into the 4th dimension. And go Black Ops in an effort to take down the terrorists in Splinter Cell.
First reconfigurable luxury SUT. Cadillac Escalade EXT. Breakthrough.
I'm the last of a dying breed, keeping birds off the runway so basically they can come back tomorrow.
So stressful.
Imagine not knowing if you'll be replaced by a falcon.
A falcon.
I burn and mix my own CDs to listen to while I'm out here. It's nice. Save some birds, drive around, good music. I love this job.
There's only one way to burn, with the best-selling CD burning software in the world. Easy CD Creator 5 from Roxio.
I'm a Windows guy who's changed to Macintosh, yeah. Everything about it was just so much simpler than what I was used to, having used Windows for so long. I deal with Windows all day, and when I'm tired of fighting with that, I come home to a Macintosh that works. Mac OS X gets out of your way, whereas Windows wants to constantly be in your face all the time. In a year yet, I haven't found anything that I can do with a PC that I cannot do with my Macintosh. My name is Aaron Adams, and I'm a Windows LAN administrator.
It's here, waiting for you. Inside is unlimited strength and power. It builds confidence and reshapes your body. It can change everything. This is Bowflex, an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Bowflex is real. The results are real. The question is, are you ready for Bowflex? For a free video and brochure, call or go online at bowflexdirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Bowflex. Who said change isn't easy?
When the message is important, one tool keeps TechTV connected. The Nokia 9290 Communicator, your ultimate wireless office. For more information, visit www.nokiausa.com. The Nokia Communicator, the official communicator of TechTV. It's robot competition like you've never seen. Watch as incredible machines duke it out for victory on TechTV's Techno Games. Coming up next on TechTV.
coming up on next week's Extended Play. We review the epic fantasy The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind for the PC. We have a preview of the sequel to Super Metroid, Metroid Prime. And slash our way through feudal Japan in Way of the Samurai. Welcome back to Extended Play. One of the things we noticed at E3 was that the Xbox had a very impressive lineup of games. In my mind, it was the most impressive of the show. Now we're going to show you a couple of those titles that really stood out to us. One of them is Blinx. It's a platformer that takes the genre's conventions and then mixes in the ability to control time. But first, we're going to show you Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. This is my favorite game of the show overall. It's more or less Metal Gear Solid 2 without any of the stupid stuff. And then it mixes in one of the most impressive graphics engines I've ever seen. Just watch.
Huh? Who's there?
Yep, that's motivation. Splinter Cell could be described as a hybrid of Metal Gear Solid 2 and James Bond, but all of it is deadly serious. You play Sam Fisher, part of a Black Ops splinter group of the CIA, who is charged with keeping the world safe by any means necessary. As you can see, the name of the game is Stealth. A meter on the screen informs you of just how stealthy you are. It's not just about avoiding the light. You need to avoid anything that might give you away. Watch where you step. To assist you in this is an impressive array of devices. You have thermal vision, which becomes essential to identify enemies behind obstacles. And you have small cameras to scope out the environment before you enter it. The game also throws in interesting gameplay devices. You can just open a door a crack to peek in. I have always wanted to do that. Even better is that you can lean around corners and shoot. Finally. Interesting combinations can produce great effects. Shoot an aquarium, you have water everywhere. Throw in a taser, you have neutralized terrorists. Movement in the game is also designed to open up the gameplay. Shimmy up drain pipes, shimmy along ledges. Just shimmy. Let's be honest though, what grabbed me first was how good this game looks. Wow is just about the right term. From the textures to the animations, everything is consistent and eye-popping. But it's the lighting that takes the cake. Real-time lighting effects make you cast shadows correctly to the position of the light source. While some moments seem to just show off the technology, it's clear that in a game about stealth, this will be a major component to the gameplay. And it's just plain cool. It might be too early to get excited. The game isn't due until the end of the year. Nonetheless, Xbox owners looking for something to prove the system's power will have a lot to look at. Snake who? It may look like the standard platform game with the requisite cute and cuddly mascot, but don't be fooled. Blinx the Time Sweeper is Microsoft and developer Artoon's attempt to bust the platforming genre wide open. Blinx the cat with the glowing green eyes is armed with a TS-1000 Time Sweeper, a vacuum that can control time. Using the Xbox's hard drive, the game lets you freeze and reverse time, and even record a ghost image of yourself that can be played back later when you need a helping hand. You'll need to collect the proper types of crystals to do this, so don't expect to just cruise through the more than 40 levels of time-distorting action present in the game. Blinx promises to be a groundbreaking title that could become a system seller for the Xbox. Expect to experience the first 4D platformer in fall 2002. It's been mentioned before, but fans of platformers have a lot to get excited about. Outside of Blinx, there are tons of new games that are coming out this year and in the one to come. It just makes you want to jump around and collect things. Well, that's it for our show for this week. If you want to check out our reviews, you can go to our website at extendedplay.com, and while you're there, post a message on our message boards. Be nice, be angry, be cruel. That's it for our show for this week, and until next time, game over. To breathe some fumes, look under the hood and get some tips from Winston. Top Winston Cup driver Scott. NASCAR Winston. Top NASCAR Winston. Top Winston. From Top Winston NASCAR Cop. God! and get some tips from top NASCAR Winston Cup driver Ricky Rudd.